I'm Liv, and this is Shoes Off, Mics On, the podcast where we talk about our journey in all-star cheerleading.
That was great.
Some disclaimers. Again, the accent. So sorry.
Yeah.
Our first episode, our audio kind of sucked. We were working some things out, but we're back and we're good to go.
New chords. We've updated the background.
Because our guest stars.
My 3 little guest stars decided to rip it down and drag it around the house.
That's okay.
So,
they just wanted us to have a better one.
But we love them.
Yeah.
I know.
We
had
stars.
this fun one.
Because we are stars.
Yeah, and they're stars. And yeah. So I hope you like it. Okay.
Should we just get started?
Yeah, we'll get right into it.
Okay.
What
are we talking about today, Rooch?
Today, we're just going to be talking about, like, the little behind-the-scenes cheer stuff. More, like, athlete-based, but also as coaches.
Like about a comp weekend.
Yeah,
like what
comp
goes,
weekend.
the little things you wouldn't think of that go into comp weekend. Like, what do you bring in your bag?
They truly things that, like, make or break your
yeah,
weekend.
like a
you
good or
either
bad
be
spray tan.
in the worst mood or the best mood.
Yeah.
Based on these
Superstitions.
Things.
Just like the most random things you wouldn't think like matter, but they're like you said, like they make or break your weekend.
Detrimental
Yeah.
to the whole event itself.
What were your essentials as an athlete, and what are your essentials now as a coach?
Okay, when I was an athlete, definitely, well, like all the hair stuff. Okay, so like hairspray,
yeah,
a teasing comb, a hairbrush, bobby pins, extra hair ties. I won't count uniform because I was usually in uniform.
Yeah.
And when I was an athlete, it wasn't like a thing to like not always be in your cheer shoes.
Yeah, like you weren't allowed.
Yeah, I wore them from the car to the comp, the whole entire comp, and then I didn't take them off until we got back to the car or back to the hotel, wherever we were at. So I never had to bring like an extra pair of shoes or like, I feel like a lot of kids now, they bring like their Vans or their slippers.
Those little Jordans.
Even though you're not supposed to wear slippers, but whatever. Yeah, things like that. So anyways, I didn't have shoes. And then what else? Bow was already in my hair, so I didn't put that in my bag. Snacks, water. Honestly, that was kind of it. I didn't really have too much going on in that bag. A lot of trash. I think I had a ton of trash in my bag.
Yeah.
Like, bottom of the bag is just like caked in like
pixie
sticks and old crusty who knows what.
Yeah.
Makeup, probably additional like lipsticks and like eyeliners. Eyeliner was a big thing back then.
Oh yeah.
You had the eyeliner?
I didn't do too much eyeliner because we already had the pink eyeshadow. We already had a lot going on up there. So we didn't, we did a little bit of eyeliner, but we didn't have to do like a wing or like anything like that.
We had like the wing with first it was the purple, purple eyeshadow. So it was a wing and purple eyeshadow, which looked good sometimes, but other times it looked like you had a black eye because it would like fall out under the eye, and like it was a moment for sure. But when I started cheer, my mom didn't know how to do makeup or hair. So I had like other kids doing my hair and makeup. And I never really worn makeup. So like I had no idea how to do like lashes.
Yeah.
Eyeliner was like, what are you putting that close to my eyeball?
Yeah.
Like what's going on? Yeah. So it was brand new to everything, but it was so fun. Yeah. Yeah, I probably would have had that in my bag too.
Yeah. So when I was an athlete, when I was little, I don't think it mattered as much. Probably until I was like 10 was when I started like having essentials in my backpack. I always had a beef stick, a Slim Jim. My situation, my mom was always team mom. So like
lucky
yeah.
girl.
So like snacks and stuff like that, like my mom was always like stocked and like so I always had
the snacks.
Yeah, back in the day before the venues didn't like let you bring snacks in, I always had whatever goodie bag our moms made. So it was always like my mom always did a water, a beef stick, a granola bar of some sort, one type of candy, and then she'd do like something cute like a charm or something like that. So I always had that in my bag. I always had my makeup, hair stuff, deodorant as I got older.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, kind of just like the essentials. I was more of like on my bag, I like decorated it with like everything I could put on it, which I don't know why I would do that. Because when I was going through the airport, I was like clanking around.
I was always, were you ever afraid when you would put your bag through security that it would get caught? Like,
yes.
all your charm stuff would get caught in the little rolly things and your bag would get, like, sucked into them. I was so afraid. Or, like, that security was going to, like, tell me I couldn't bring my bag on the plane because there were too many accessories on my backpack.
Yeah, so I think, when I was an athlete, it was more just, like, snacks and, like, always making sure I had water and sugar and stuff. And then I think as I got older, I would do, like, a phone charger, hair stuff.
I would always put an extra pair of practice clothes. Actually, no, I got real crazy like my last 2 or 3 years because people would forget things. I'd put an extra pair of cheer shoes.
Yeah.
I would put like an extra, if I had like an extra bow, I'd throw an extra bow. If I had like a plain sports bra and spandex, just in case someone forgot like something.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. And it actually came in handy like 3 times.
Yeah.
When kids would forget shoes, I always had a pair of shoes.
Yes.
Kids would forget uniforms.
Our kids now.
Yeah. It's funny because I even brought them to, like, the first couple of comps last season. I would put in my coach's bag my old cheer shoes.
Yes.
Just in case someone always forgets something. Yeah. And I'm like, that's, like, the most stressful situation. Like, if...
Inhaler. I always had my inhaler.
Oh... Live in her inhaler.
Yeah. I think as a coach, when I first started coaching, I still carried around my backpack. And when I had that, I always had bobby pins, hairs, like the stuff the kids would need. Then I soon later realized the kids when they go to warm-ups, like if they still have their phone or something, they'll see you have a backpack and they're like, can you hold this? So earrings, they always gave me like all their earrings and their jewelry, and I always forgot. I was like, I am going to forget. This is in my bag. You need to remind me. They didn't remind me. So I probably, after 2 years of coaching, I was like, I'm done carrying a backpack around. I can't keep holding people's things. So I now use my handy dandy fanny pack, and I think I always just have my phone, chapstick, a charger, and I think that's really all I carry now. Yeah. I think if a kid needs to give me their inhaler jewelry, I throw it in there, and I'm like, you got to tell me because I'm going to forget. This is here. So at the end of every comp, I always like take out all these earrings.
But the fanny pack is small enough to where every time you open it, you'll see something that isn't yours and be like, oh shoot, like I have this, like I need to give this.
And I do carry it like outside of cheer. So I'm like, oh, this is like, I found like ducks in there, like the little rubber duckies and like pins. So
yeah,
I always have my lucky pin in there that I think Addie made it for me. It's got something like live or something on it. So
that's sweet.
Yeah.
I still carry a backpack.
She is a. I am guilty of being like, Rachel, can you hold this?
Well, so the funny thing is I have more coaches' belongings in my backpack than I do athletes. I have more of a coaches and staff being like, can you hold this? Can you hold this? Than I do kids.
Well, because when you first walk into a comp in the morning, it's so cold. But then as the day goes on and you're like stressed and you get hot and your kids are performing, like you want to take your jacket off and there's a backpack. So I asked Rachel.
Yeah.
The bear. Like
the
whatever
bear,
the
we
mascot
had
is.
our mascot, little stuffy. We threw that in there, which took up so much space.
Always.
So much space.
I used to always just dump it on a kid and be like, hey, hold this for the day.
But they're crusty.
They're crusty. They throw them.
Chicken tenders, and then they get ranch and ketchup on
One time, Natalie got elote, like the corn, on my frog.
Yeah.
I said, privileges revoked.
Yeah. So, yeah, but it's more coaches stuff. But as a coach, I put in, if I'm feeling crazy, I'll throw in a pair of shoes for, like, an athlete, like, just in case, like, someone forgets shoes. I have Icy Hot. I have KT Tate. I had a bunch of stuff in there last year. What did I have? Oh, I have this headset.
We call it her Britney Spears headset.
My Britney Spears headset. Because in a warm-up room, it's like really hard to hear me because it's loud and there's like people and like
She's
whatever.
quiet, but it's okay.
I'm quiet. I don't have I would say I can get loud, but I don't project my voice very well.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah.
Or it's just not loud at all?
I don't think you're loud at all.
Okay. I can dream.
But I also think because I am so loud.
Yeah.
That I'm like.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm normal.
Yeah. That's true. But anyways, it's like a little headset, and then it has a little speaker box, and so that would always be in there. Chargers, bobby pins, hair ties, chargers.
You always brought like 2 teasing combs.
I always brought extra teasing combs, extra hairspray.
Rachel's kind of like
brushes.
The team mom that wasn't our team mom. She was our team mom on like warm-ups.
Yeah, well, because kids would forget things. They'd get backstage, and I'd be like, "What are you doing? Like, why? Yeah. Like, what's wrong with your hair?" Or, like,
I think you carried that extra bow around for a little bit.
I did. I had an extra bow. I had an extra scrunchie just in case someone, like 2 people forgot something. You at least had a hairpiece to put in one kid.
Another thing I always keep in my fanny now that I'm a coach is the dongle.
Oh yeah, for the music stuff.
I think each coach honestly has one in their bag because we're all like running around different places.
And everyone has the different ports on their phones.
Yes, I think me and Robin have the same one.
We'll all have the same
one.
But for now, we don't. So
towards the end of the season, though, most comps kind of just started having them.
Yeah, so. Which is nice. But I feel like some people just like automatically pull it off.
Yes.
And then suddenly there's no dongle and no one has one. So
and
it's like
it's the end of the world when you're missing a dongle.
This is like kind of related to the second question, but like with a twist. Did you do your makeup or did your mom do your makeup? Growing up?
So funny story. My mom was also really bad at makeup. She just wasn't very good at it. Like, so when I was like 6, 7, 8, 9 cheering, we had to do the glue and the glitter. And I would get in the worst fights with my mom over that darn glue and glitter because not even just putting it on, taking it off was so painful. I was always so red. And of course, like when you're little, what do you do after you compete? You go swimming. We'd all go jump in the pool with our makeup still on. So, like, there'd be chlorine and glitter and glue in my eyes. And it was, like, terrible. So, I think she did my makeup up until I was, like, 10 or 11. When I moved to Fierce in 2012, we had to do, it was, like, pink and silver. It was, like, pink here and silver here. And it kind of just looked a mess. And then we kind of just had to do like a slick back pony at that time with a bow. Then the next year we had to do the poof and a slight tee. I don't remember if to tease, but yeah, we had to do the poof and curls. And that's when I started being like noticing. I was like, I hate my makeup. So I would like tell my mom I could do it on my own. And it was like, I wasn't that good at it either. I was 11 or 12, like trying to do it. And then the poof, my mom was like, I am not doing that. She was like, I can't. It's going to look bad. You're going to find someone to do it. Yeah. So I always had one of the older girls do it or Jaden would do it. Jaden was, for some reason, really good at the poofs.
Of course he was.
Thanks, Jaden. There's like a picture of him like doing my poof one time in San Jose. And I just was like, Mom, stop taking pictures of me. But now it's one of my favorite pictures because it's so funny. Yeah, and then when I became like a teenager, I think I was like 13 or 14, I was like, I'm doing it all on my own. And I just kind of like practiced and stuff. And as I got older, I got better. So I probably till I was like 11 or 12, my mom did my makeup or an older person or Jaden, who is an older person. Sorry, Jaden. He's going to be so mad at me. And then, my last year of Fierce, my 2 last years of Fierce, I didn't have to do the pink anymore. We could just do like a smoky eye, and I remember I was so thankful because the pink was crazy. But what about you?
We did, okay, so hair and makeup, neither were done by my mom. Actually, it's crazy. My first, probably full 2 seasons, we would go, because we only did local comps. The farthest we traveled with iFly was Santa Cruz.
What?
That was the farthest everything was Stockton.
Oh.
Like San Jose, like the like pretty local one. Santa Cruz was the farthest we went. And we would do, so like if we competed Saturday, let's say it was like Cow Palace, like local. Yeah. If we competed Saturday, Friday night, my mom would drive me to the gym to cheer. we didn't have practice. She would drive me to cheer, and someone would put my hair, it would go in a ponytail.
And rollers.
And then it would go into rollers, and then it would go with like a bonnet sort of tie situation around it. And I would be in that hair from like 2 p.m. on Friday all the way until the first day we competed, until the end of the day. My hair was in that dang ponytail. Yeah. And it was like that all the first day. And then if it was a 2-day comp, I think we would just kind of hope for the best. Like, I would go to sleep. My hair would usually be down for the second day, like, for, like, sleeping. It wouldn't be up in the ponytail still. But it would go down, and it would go in, like, another bonnet situation to try and, like, preserve the curls from Friday for Sunday. And then we would just, like, hope for the best. And someone would usually touch it up, like, the following day.
Yeah.
The hair was crazy because that was, like, the one thing. I don't know if my mom just had no idea how to use a curling iron or, like, I don't know.
Well, I think back in the day, too, when you're little, you don't want to put so much heat on your hair.
That's true.
So I remember I wore the curlers, too. And I remember, like, trying to get comfortable, like, when you're sleeping.
You can't because you have a blob on the back of your head. Or
did you have plastic ones or did you have, like, the roll-up ones?
It was, like, okay, well, there was the two. There was the foam ones that had the plastic clip.
And then you could clip it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I used. And then there was
the really long rods that would roll, and then the ends would fold in. Yeah. So then they were, like they would stick out so much further. So those were pretty terrible, too. Overall, terrible invention. But the makeup was, I don't even know, because, like, I didn't really ever have to do, like, base makeup.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Like, foundation, concealer, like, unless it's really just slipping my mind. But I don't think I ever
because I don't think we were, I mean.
It was like blush, eyeshadow, lashes, lips.
I never put lashes on when I was a cheerleader. My lashes have always been very long. Yeah. And my mom was like, I am not putting eyelashes on you. I remember when I was younger, I wasn't allowed to wear mascara. I could only wear the clear one. But as I did cheer, I did like the black mascara, but I never wore. I think I wore lashes one time, and I had to make Maddie put them on me.
Someone else did it?
Yeah.
I did. I think it was mostly mascara. I think this is where the eyeliner thing came in, was because I wasn't doing lashes, so like we can't see her dang eyeballs. Yeah. Hidden behind the purple eyeshadow.
Right.
And so they're like, we have to do eyeliner. So they would do top and bottom eyeliner, which someone else putting bottom eyeliner on you when you are 9 years old is the worst feeling on the whole. I'm like holding my eyeball open. It's, oh my God, it's terrible. Worst experience ever. But it would either be another parent, or because I was 8 cheering with 18-year-olds, it would usually just be one of the older girls. And I, like, half of them were going into, like, cosmetology and like that sort of stuff. So, like, they didn't mind doing it. My mom, I don't think she ever did it. When I got to a certain age, we started bringing Erica, my sister, with us. And she was, like, really into hair at the time. Like, she had one of those, like, doll heads.
Oh, my God.
With, like, the hair, like, because my mom's best friend is a hairdresser. So she, like, got one of the, like, the styling dolls or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
And she would give us, like, when she'd get a new, like, hair product, like a hair wand in the shop or whatever, she would like loan it to us. So we had, like, the first, like, the ones where you clamp the hair and it sucks the hair into the machine.
Yes.
And it was like one of the first ones of those. And so then she would start curling my hair with that thing. Again, still no curling irons, still no wands, just making curlers or this machine that sucked my hair into it were, like, our options. So then she did that for a while. And then I didn't start doing my own makeup.
Did you ever get your hair knotted in one of those?
No.
It was hard.
But I had, and I think I just got rid of it. I had one of those ones that was a straightener, but it was a barrel. And it had, but you could also curl, you could straighten. You could, like, brush it down and, like, flip the ends up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But it had, like, it looked like a round brush.
Yeah.
But, like.
Was it the Revlon one?
But, no, but it was, like, one of those, like, ads on TV where it's like, call now to get 35% off, like one of those things. And it had, like, these thick, like, bristles that were, like, just like plastic, like they didn't move. Anyways, it was my mom's hair. She was, like, curling her hair with it, and she got it stuck. And she made my dad come home from work and help her get it out of her hair. But I don't think it ever got stuck in my hair. But traumatic. We never used that thing ever again. But of course, it was like advertised as one of those things that like could never knot your hair.
Yeah.
Like hair won't get stuck.
Yeah.
And then your hair gets stuck, and
yeah.
you're like, well,
great.
Crap. Yeah. So, but yeah, and then makeup. I started doing my own makeup. Probably like not an iFly, maybe like a couple years into NBE. But I was still just like terrible at it, like, because I never really.
I think it was hard until you got like older and could see what was wrong with it.
When I was like 15, probably. Yeah. So maybe the last like 5 years.
I think when I was 12, my method was always add more, add more, add more. And then as I got older, I was like, okay, don't.
More is less.
More is less.
More
like,
is less.
or less is more.
Less is more.
Less is more.
Yeah.
Brushing out comp hair. What was your method? Like a teased pony.
Okay, so a teased pony. What you want to do is, this is my tutorial to all y'all out there. First, I like to brush out the tease before I take out the ponytail. Because as soon as you take out the ponytail, it all falls down, and then there's like 7 layers stacked the wrong direction. So I leave it in, and then you're dealing with the hairspray and stuff up here. So I leave it in. Maybe take the bow out if you can get the bow out safely. If you can get the bow out safely, get the dang bow, and it's okay.
I think I did the same thing.
It can wait till the second step.
Yeah.
But I always brought the Johnson's baby detangler with me, just because I like the smell, and because it's allegedly really gentle on your hair. So I would spray that, a mixture of that, and sometimes I would use water, but water just made the hair gel and the hairspray more sticky.
Yeah.
So I always just used the detangler because I feel like it didn't make it sticky anyways. But I would start at the ends and I would slowly go up, and I would use a comb. You could also take the end of the comb and like divide the sections, which was really helpful. But it takes like 25 minutes to get the dang tease out. Sometimes I would just get so upset I would just start like yanking at my hair. Yeah. And then I was like, I had a bob for like, I didn't actually have a bob, but like
a fake bob.
It was like
a faux bob.
Like a faux bob. It was a scary. My hair was so broken and dead. I had like 700 layers that were like not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Every piece of hair was broken. And on top of that, I was straightening my hair every single day. So just like terrible time. But once you get the tease out, then you can take the other hair ties out, and then you can let it down, and then you do the whole thing all over again because now your hair's down and you have to deal with the hairspray and stuff up top.
Yeah. I think when I was going into 7th grade, I think I was in 6th grade going into 7th grade, my mom finally she'd never let me dye my hair before, and she finally let me get highlights. And I remember I got highlights, and then that year they were like, okay, we're going to tease our hair. And I always had curly hair, and then when I was like 10, my hair was really down to like my butt. Like I had beautiful long hair. And then they said I dyed it, and then they said we're going to tease it. And I was like, great, here it goes. So when we teased it, I would also do the same thing. I'd keep it in my ponytail. At first I used this like It's 10. That one. They had a detangler I really liked. I would use that. And then also I would use, as I got older, I would use like this like coconut oil kind of thing. I would do like layers. I'd like brush the under layer and then I'd brush the top layer, and then I'd kind of like go through the side and stuff. And then, once it was like flat enough, I'd take like the hair pieces out, and then like, oh my God, I just remember that feeling. It was like such a good pain. I would brush it out and stuff. And then I literally, the last time I teased my hair, I think it was 2019. And then 2020, we actually had to get hair pieces. It was like a requirement. Which it was actually, I was kind of like scared because I was like, how am I going to I didn't understand how you put a hair piece in. But it was actually made your life so easy. Yeah, well, that's what I had my last season. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have it the year before. The last season I had a hairpiece, and I was like, dang, I wish I had invested in this like maybe 5 years ago, and I'd have a full head of hair.
Yeah. I remember I used that, and then, so 2019 was the last time I did that, and I think my hair finally started getting healthy in like 2022. And I cut my hair super, super short.
She had a bob.
I did have a bob.
Not a faux bob,
not
a real bob.
Yeah. Not a faux bob. Yeah, it was a real bob. And I cut my hair really, really short, and I was like, I'm just going to give it, like, cut it all off, let it regrow, and that's what I did. And now my hair is definitely a lot healthier and fuller, and I definitely love it. But, yeah, it took, like, 2 years to, like, regrow. So I tell most of our parents, and I'm like, honestly, if you can, invest in a hairpiece because...
Well, it'll last you, like, their entire cheer career for the most part, unless they, like, dye
and I think
their
some
hair.
of the biggest fights come from your mom teasing and pulling at your hair.
And all you have to do is put it in a bun. The bun is the hardest part. And if you get... I like the ones that have the zip ties. Because
that's what I had.
It just feels more secure.
Was yours from Beehive?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was too.
They just feel way more secure. But the hardest part is getting the zip tie through this direction. Yeah. And, like, getting it... Or maybe it was the one that was down the... I don't know. There was one of the zip ties that goes into the bun. It was, like, really complicated. But it's secure and it lasts and it looks really pretty. And you can do whatever you want with it. You can curl it. You can straighten it. Yeah. And, like, my head thanks me.
Yeah.
So, worth the money.
Worth the money. Let's see. Did you spray tan when you were a cheerleader?
I did one spray tan, and I did some self tanning, like a couple of times. But especially when competitions would be like in Florida or whatever, like I was already tan by then. I did a spray tan for Worlds, just because everyone was doing it, and I was like, I must. It was orange, so I don't know if it really was a must. But I think it just really didn't match my
vibe,
my anything. Yeah, like I don't think I'm a spray tanner personally. I did like the last 2 seasons. I used this one at NCA. It was a tanning water. So it was just like a spray, and you just kind of like rub it on you, and it just like kind of like bronzes you up a bit. Yeah.
I actually tan more now as a coach than I did as an athlete. Well, because when I was like little, my mom was like, "You're not tanning." Yeah. And she was like, because I think she was just like, I don't want you. You're pale. You're gonna be orange. Yeah. And I was just like, okay. And it also wasn't. I guess I think it was a bigger deal on the East Coast to tan, because like on the West Coast, I don't remember a lot of my friends really getting like spray tans.
But cheer Twitter and cheer Instagram was like every cheerleader was tanning.
Yeah, and then I moved to California, and my friends started getting spray tans for like the bigger comps, and my mom was like, "You're not getting one." I was like, "Okay, well, whatever." The one time I did was for Summit in 2019, and it was like a spray tan, but it was like a spray tan in a bottle. And Maddie just did it, like in the hotel. Yeah. And then, now as a coach, when it's like Palm Springs time.
Liv tans every competition.
I tan every competition.
We going to Santa Clara, Liv's going to tan.
Liv's going to tan.
We going to Stockton, Liv's going to tan.
Because our comp season is when I'm hibernating. And
it's the
I
winter
don't
months.
See the sun.
We don't see the sun until Florida.
Exactly. Florida, I got a full-on spray tan this year.
Because Florida's in April. So it's like right on the cusp of like spring, summer, winter, all of it's happening at the same time.
Yeah, I definitely tan more. I literally tan probably almost every comp. Because I'll tan, like, the comps will have like 2 in a row. I'll just tan and be tan for the next 2. And then everyone makes fun of my elbows and my wrists. But I am who I am, and I'm proud of it.
She's proud of who she is.
I am.
So don't judge.
Dry elbows and all. Uniform fails and wardrobe malfunctions. I am happy to say I only had one moment in my cheer career where I like forgot something. We were going to San Jose. This was when GSSA was like Super 6, and it was like the big GSSA. I was actually driving with Kate, and we were driving there, and I think we were like halfway there, and I went, "Mom, did you pack my cheer shoes?" I think I was 11 or 12. And she's like, "Olivia, you're supposed to pack your cheer shoes." And I went, okay. And then I just went silent the rest of the car ride. And I remember Kate was little. If I was 11, she had to be 6. Like, maybe like 7 or 8. But she was little. And I remember she's like looking over at me. She's like giggling. I was like, but we get to San Jose, and luckily GSSA was kind of like the same, not the same size as Palm Springs, but like that vibe. Like it was a very big comp at the time, and Infinity had a booth, so my mama had to buy me new cheer shoes.
At the competition. I had to break in
brand new cheer shoes. And my karma for that was I got the flu after that comp.
Dang.
But no worries. We persevere. We conquer our fears. But that was my only, like, horror story, and it ended up being okay.
It worked out.
And the only other one I remember as an athlete was this girl. We were in Anaheim, and for some reason, they were in a taxi coming to the comp, and for some reason, her uniform wasn't on. They left her uniform in the taxi. That's all I remember. I don't remember what happened after that. I just remember that story.
That's like a cliffhanger. You
I know.
just left me on a cliffhanger.
She somehow got a uniform because she performed in a uniform.
Oh.
But
That's scary.
yeah.
I don't think I ever had... If I did, it must have been when I was little. I never competed without cheer shoes. I never competed... I mean, maybe I, like, forgot a bow and had to buy a bow, like, at a comp or something. I never really had anything... I think there was one comp we maybe had to turn, like a local comp, we had to turn around to go get something.
Yeah.
We would stay at my grandma's for a lot of the, like, Stockton, because she lived in Vacaville.
Oh, okay.
And so we'd get, like, halfway there. So, like, if I forgot anything, it was either we were in Vacaville and either had to run an hour and a half home, or we were in, like, Sac and had to drive to Vacaville back to go get things. So, like, everything was always pretty close. For me, none of the faraway comps, I don't think I forgot anything. I was a very, like, I had 7 lists to pack.
That's how I was, too.
Like, I had a phone list. I had, like, a physical list. I had a mental list. I had my mom's list. Like, I always had, like, don't forget a dang thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not last year. The year before. Royal Army year. I think. What competition was this? Was it last year? This might have been last year, actually. I may not have even been on the team. I don't know why I thought it was. There was Abby. Was that last year? What competition was that?
What are we thinking of?
The suitcase.
Well, that was NCA, I thought.
So that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think that was Dallas.
NCA. I think. I could be wrong. There was a girl on my team. Her name was Abby. Love you, Abby. Miss you. She forgot... Did she forget it? Or she left it? Something happened. She had everything in a suitcase. Or no.
Was it like a checked bag horror story?
It was either a checked bag or that she completely forgot. I think it was her backpack. She forgot her entire cheer backpack at home.
And wasn't the bow and the shoes in there?
The bow, the shoes. I don't know if the uniform was in there.
Because they were trying to ship it to her.
Yeah. So we're in Dallas. And she left her whole cheer bag.
For those that don't know also, Dallas is the biggest competition of the year.
Yeah.
So.
Just to, like, put that out there, yeah. Very, very large in Dallas, obviously.
No worries, Abby, though. You're great.
Dallas, there's about 6 things that went wrong in Dallas.
Yeah.
The traveling there was a tragedy.
Horrible.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's break down NCA really quick. Okay, so this is my first NCA. First and only NCA that I've been to. And
But we're going again this year.
We're going again this year, yes. On the way there,
were you on one?
If you know me, I don't have the best luck with vehicles, okay? But this was, like, really important. Like, I was really hoping nothing would happen, obviously. So okay. Our flight leaves at 5:30 in the morning from the San Francisco airport.
We live an hour away from San Francisco, just by the way.
Like an hour and a half. I am leaving my car there. So our flight goes from our flight goes from San Francisco to, we had a layover somewhere.
Vegas?
Maybe Vegas. Oh, yeah, it was Vegas.
A lot of people's were in Vegas.
Layover in Vegas, and then from Vegas we flew to Dallas. And I'm driving. I had to pick up, so I was driving me, Kiki, and Kiki's child, Wesley, who is, like, still reverse car seat age at this point. So I don't know how old, like, 1.5.
Yeah.
This was 2 years ago, so, like, he was still pretty little, like 1.5. And I'm, like, already, like, a little bit, like, on edge. It's 2 a.m. and I have, like, a baby. I've never driven with a baby in the car. Like, I was just kind of, like, I don't know, like, a little nervous, whatever. But I'm like, it's an hour drive, like, it's going to be fine. There's no one on the road. Like, it's totally fine. I know why I was so scared. This was November, December, January.
February.
This was 3 months after I almost died in a car accident.
Or was it March? I think it was February. It was February.
Yeah. So this was very recent after a very traumatic car accident for me. So I was just like, driving was just like really not my thing at the time. So anyways, we're driving. We get all the way there. I can see my phone. We are 2 minutes away. I can see the parking garage in front of us. We're still on the freeway though. I can see the parking garage, and my phone was like, take the exit. And as I'm moving over to take the exit, there is the world's largest pothole in the middle of this freeway.
Wasn't it storming?
Oh, yeah, it was also raining. I forgot about that. Yeah, it was raining. World's largest pothole. I, of course, with my luck, hit the dang pothole. And my entire tire, like, it didn't just, like, pop. It exploded. It literally, like, by the time we pulled over, my car was, like, but, like, I was driving on triangles is what it felt like. Oh. And I'm like, we can make it. I'm like, if we get to the parking garage, I can, like, call somebody and have them fix my tire
while I'm in the air.
While I'm, like, not here. Like, I don't care. I'll pay someone to come fix my car while I'm away. And so we finally get to the side of the road, and I'm like, okay, what are we going to do? I'm like, I don't have AAA. I don't know. It's 2 a.m. Like 3. Like, I'm like, who do you call?
Yeah.
To replace a tire? Like, I'm like, I have a spare. Do I know how to use it? Absolutely not. No. Do I know how to use a jack? Absolutely not. I have to find, like, all the supplies. It's dark, and it's raining, and I'm on the side of the road with a baby in Kiki, which Kiki is, like, my size. We are, like, 5. Kiki's shorter than you. She's shorter than me. Kiki's probably, like, 5 foot, and I'm, like, 5'3", and we're both, like, very small individuals, okay? So I'm like, this is a terrible, terrible situation. I'm like, I'm going to call the police. That's the only option is to call 911. And Kiki's like, you shouldn't call 911. And I'm like, so we're all just like sitting in the car with like our hazards on.
Is Wesley just asleep?
Wesley's just like in the backseat. He started crying at one point, probably from like the explosion outside of the vehicle. Right. Naturally, I would too. I call this like towing company, and I'm like, hey, I'm here, and your location is like on the maps closest to me. Like, can you send someone to come help us? They're like, yeah, we'll send someone. I have to send, now, maybe this was like a red flag, but this was a second company I had called that told me that I needed to send them the money before they would come to me. Or like, it like, no, it sounds so bad when I say it out loud, but the guy was like, okay, yeah, like, you just need to fill out like this form with like all your information and like everything like that. So I filled out the form, which did include my credit card information. And I submit the form, and they're like, okay, someone is on the way. And we're like, okay, great. We sit in the car for like...
Newsflash.
No one showed up.
No one is coming.
Nobody showed up. We sit in the car for like 15 more minutes, and we're like, okay, we're going to miss our flight. We have to go like do something about this. So I pull up TikTok, and I'm like, how to change a tire.
Thank you, TikTok.
And everything's going great. I jacked up my car in the wrong spot, so there's a dent in my floorboard from the jack. But other than that, it, like, works pretty good. I'm, like, taking the tire off. And now something that, for those of you that don't know how to change tires, the tire, the car still rolls. Okay? If the e-brake isn't on, the car does still roll.
Right.
So if you're sitting and you're straddling the tire on the floor... And if you pull the tire, if you shake the tire hard enough, it will roll off the jack, and it will almost run your entire leg over. Twice. It happened twice. It, like, I got jacked. Well, I think it was also because it was jacked up in the wrong spot. So I jacked the car up.
Yeah.
And then I'm, like, wiggling the tire off, and then I sit down, and I'm, like, trying to, like... Oh, no, I was trying to put the bolts back on the wheel. And I'm, like, putting, like, jumping on the little, like, lever thingy... And the car just, like, rolls off the jack. And I'm, like, sitting on the floor, like, straddling the tire. Almost just chopped my legs off twice. And then, yeah, but anyways, no one came to help us. So then we eventually get it changed. We get to the parking garage. We are running to our gate. And, of course, they stop us in security because they had to check the stroller. They check every pocket in the stroller. They check my shoe bag. They check Wesley's, like, diaper bag. They checked every single possible bag we had. We eventually make it to our gate. And they're like, last call for flight, blah, 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 whatever the flight was.
Did you hear her name?
I don't know if they called our names, but they're like last call. Like, get on this plane or you're not going. And we're like, we're going on the plane. We get on the plane. Whatever. Dallas is fine. Dallas is another story. We get home from Dallas. And I'm by myself at this point. And I get to the parking garage. And I'm FaceTiming my dad because I'm like, I have to show him, like, my work. This spare tire. I'm like, Dad, this is a spare tire. He's like, okay, you can probably make it home. But, like, those tires. You
can't go over 50.
Yeah, you can go over 50. And you also can't exceed a certain amount of like miles put on the tire because like they just don't last long. And I was like, okay, but I can make it home and make it to a tire shop and get new tires. I'm in the parking garage and I'm like trying to unlock my car and I'm like, nothing is working. What is going on? My battery died. On top of everything,
your car battery?
My car battery died. I
didn't know that.
My car battery died. And then I'm like, what on earth am I gonna do? So then my dad drove all the way from Santa Rosa to San Francisco to come home with my car, and my spare tire was flat and my battery was dead when I got home from Dallas. We won, by the way, but came with a cost.
A big one.
Big one. Yeah, and then the tire company charged my card a whole bunch of money, and then they never came to they never showed up. That was
At least you won.
At least you won. That was a really long story, but
I can speak on Maddie's team's horror story.
Mm-hmm.
They
had a lot of tragedies.
Yes, it wasn't just her team too. I think other people were on. So in Dallas, or I guess it's in Houston this year, but NCA, it's a 3-day competition. The youth teams, I think the random divisions compete Friday, Saturday, where usually teams compete Saturday, Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Her team had to compete Friday, Saturday. Everyone had flights on Thursday. I don't think they were supposed to compete until like maybe like 11 a.m. Maybe later than that. I might sneeze in a second. Thank you. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, they didn't have to compete super early, but, like, still, like, whatever. Thursday, this is no hate to Frontier, but Frontier,
we love a good
in this
deal.
moment, we hated you. Yeah. So, everyone basically booked these flights from Frontier that left. They were supposed to leave. I honestly don't know the full story, so I can't fully speak on it. I remember certain details. Basically, there was these Frontier flights. Basically, half her team was on. Not basically, half her team was on.
Yeah.
And
so everyone's got to fly together,
right.
I guess.
We go Thursday also. I think we took United. We got there probably like 3 p.m. Maybe a little later. But like, good timing. We get there. Maddie starts getting texts. Our flight's delayed. We can't get let on the plane. Like, probably like 5 people at this point had texted her that. And I really think it was half her team. Mm-hmm. And, so people could like, oh, well, some people can come on this flight and some people come on this flight. You can fly to Denver and you can fly to Vegas. Like, they were trying to split up like their moms and their kids. Mm-hmm. And, like, the kids can fly here and the mom can go here. And like, why would you ever do that? Like, I'm not sending my kid like
to Denver
by themselves. No. This is a youth team, by the way. Like, they're little. It was like a horror story. Some people had to sleep in Las Vegas when they competed on Friday. So Thursday night, they were in Vegas. People were sleeping on the floors of the airport. Like, it was a nightmare. Eventually, people finally get there. That morning we realized they're not competing at their compete time. People aren't here. So Jen's messaging like the NCA staff, and they were really great about it. Like, they were like, you can be the last team to go on in this hall on Friday. It's just Saturday. You have to be the first team to go on in the hall. Mm-hmm. And we're like, whatever, we will take it. Like, just get it. We need to get there later. We want to compete.
Yeah.
Like, it was a nightmare. And then,
wasn't there a girl that was like got there like an hour before they competed?
Oh,
like, she missed warm-ups and she just like ran on stage or something?
No, nothing that. I mean, it was basically that, but we get there. There was 2 girls. there was an Olivia Rodrigo concert also in Dallas that day. Friday, so most of them had gotten there. There was 2 girls that they started getting ready on the plane because their flight didn't take off till like, they got to compete at, I think, at like 7 p.m. And there's 2 girls that like got off their flight at like 5. But there was like a concert in Dallas, this huge competition. There's already traffic, like roads are closed. It was crazy. They're walking into warm-ups and the 2 girls sprint. We just see them from afar sprinting in, and they make it to warm-ups and they hit. And it was a beautiful, beautiful thing. Like it was, there's so much more to the story than what I told, but that for some reason was just like,
it was chaotic.
It was crazy. And now we all joke, like, no one ever take Frontier to Dallas again.
Or like, no one fly out the day before.
The day before,
2 days. Well, that was the thing, is I was like, even if we had missed our flight, we were flying, this was Thursday.
And you didn't compete till Saturday.
Yeah. So I was like 2 days ahead. So I was like, even if we had missed the flight and we had to fly out Friday morning or later or whatever time, whatever day, like, it probably would have been fine, but I'm like, if I was flying out the day before and I missed my flight, like,
it was
I'd be
awful,
panicking.
And I remember it was crazy too, because Maddie was very calm about it, and then when we finally got like confirmation that like they could compete later, I remember she was just like, oh my god, like it all just like hit her, and we were like, you honestly held on to that very long, because I would have been crashing out. Like,
absolutely.
But yeah, it was a successful weekend.
I think Dallas always has like something go on.
So we do at Fierce, we go every other year, and the last time we had gone there, people's flights were getting full on canceled. Like we were at our Dallas send off, and people's flights were getting canceled while we were at send off. They were getting notifications about it. People were on hold for like 13 hours, like because there was an ice storm. But then we get there. There's no ice anywhere. Like, it was fine. And I remember Ramon, he's someone who used to coach at Fierce, and he's a big part of Fierce, and he lives in Texas now, and he literally was like, they were being dramatic. Like, it was fine. Yeah. And that was crazy. And that was the first, both years Fierce we won, which is at least, like, good came out of the crazy. So.
Thank goodness.
That was wild. Post-comp recovery. We call this the cheer hangover.
The cheer hangover is crazy. The cheer hangover is
worse than anything I've ever felt in my life.
Like it's
We always do like a one day in November just to kind of like kick off our season. The Sunday after our one day, I am so exhausted. I literally I can barely get out of bed. It's like, because you
take both days off of work.
Yeah, you stand all day long. You maybe sit 20 minutes in a 16-hour day, and you don't eat that much because you don't have time. You drink as much water as you can, but you kind of forget you don't drink water. The ground is like cement, so you're like standing and walking on cement like all day long. It's not like grass or like something cushiony,
something carpet.
You're running around. You have to run to AccuScore. You have to run here, and then on the fun comps like Palm Springs, you want to look cute on day 2. So you wear heels, and then you regret it for the next 3 weeks. But it's like you literally just are so drained, and you can't get out of bed, and you don't want to do anything. You just you don't want to cook. You DoorDash food. Then you go to practice the next day, and all the kids are just most of the kids going late for school,
Or don't go at all.
I remember I would always be like, Mom, I don't want to go. And she'd be like, I don't care.
I don't really have a routine. I just sleep the whole day.
Yeah.
And I got in last year when we would get home from a lot of the comps, I would take a bath.
Smart.
Just to
I think I'd be too tired to take a bath.
Just to I don't know. Revive me, I guess. Some Epsom salt and just
we always
watch my show.
After comps, me and Rachel drive to every comp together, and we have some other coaches that drive with us, and we always have a debrief and go over our score sheets, and
we stop for dinner.
Canes usually, because we don't have a Canes here.
One time it was Texas Roadhouse, and that was really fun.
Oh, the day of the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
we went to Texas Roadhouse.
I forgot about that. That was crazy.
Yeah, but we usually try to go to places we don't have here. Except unless it's Cheesecake Factory, that's an exception. Which like we technically don't.
Tomorrow.
You are. We technically don't have a Cheesecake Factory here, but we have one like 45 minutes away from us.
It's close enough.
It's close enough.
Hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah.
If there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, I don't really have a routine I do other than to sleep. And we've always had practices on Mondays after comp, so we're always the team that like is like slugging in
Unless
there.
it's a travel comp, then it's a travel day, so we don't have practice.
Yes.
But that's almost worse because then you have to wait Tuesday, Wednesday. And then Thursday, we finally have practice again. Yeah. That's going to really suck when we have back-to-back comps, now that I think about it. Well,
this year we have NCA. We have a week off. Not, like, off, but, like, we have a week in between. And then we go to Anaheim, USA.
That's insane.
So we're literally...
Thursday.
We get home Monday from Houston. We have that whole week.
Thursday.
No. We have a week.
12 Thursday, Monday, Thursday.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, because if half your teams go on Friday again, we have to travel Thursday.
So we have Thursday, Monday.
Yes. After NCA.
So we have 2 practices between NCA and USA.
2 of our...
That's really nice.
Right. Thank you, everybody. It's okay. We'll figure it out.
We'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
But yeah. So...
My favorite thing to do, too, is we all text in our coaches group chat. Anyone else feeling the hangover today? And everyone's always like... Yeah. So losing your voice...
That's a tragic one. That happens every comp.
You come into the gym drinking hot tea.
I do. I have this little cup. It's a Snoopy cup, and the lid is also a mini mug. And so, like, I can take the lid off my bottle, and I can pour the tea from my bottle into my little mug, and then I have, like, a little teacup.
You'll hear it this year because, well,
Richie, where's your Snoopy cup?
But you'll hear our voices this year. It gets kind of bad. But it's okay. The kids always make fun of us. So.
And then my headset has to come out of practice, too.
Yes. She works
overtime.
She does work overtime. I'm just loud in general, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Weird cheer habits. Tumbling everywhere. I used to tumble in the grocery store aisles, and my mom would get so mad at me for it. Fun fact. My mom is fluent in 2 languages. French and Spanish, but she...
And English?
And English.
So 3
languages. But she went to French school her whole life, so she spoke French. She just learned Spanish on the side, but, like, she is, like, fluent in French. And when she would be mad at me, she would yell at me in French so people could understand what she was saying to me. And I would always be doing... If she couldn't find me, I would be doing cartwheels, like, in the grocery...
In the aisles?
In the aisles.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
That was my runway. I would tumble at school. I thought I was the coolest kid there because I could do back handspring.
And no one else could.
Nope.
So you were the best.
And I remember when I was like 10, I was like teaching the boys how to do a cartwheel. And I was like, I'm cooler than you. No, I'm not, but it's okay. You live and you learn.
I didn't,
Oh, well, you didn't love tumbling.
No, but I loved a good cartwheel.
I still love a good cartwheel.
I love cartwheel. And I had level 2 back handsprings and stuff. Front and back walkovers were like my jam. Back walkover for days. I could front walkover for days.
See, I couldn't. That hurt me. I could do back
handsprings
for days.
A back walkover back handspring was like, I ate that up.
Oh.
That was like my chosen skill on grass, on any platform. That was like...
Mine was a round off tuck.
That was a good one.
Yeah. I was a more powerful tumbler. I didn't have much, like, control. So, I was just springy.
Yeah. I'll tell that story. That's a funny one.
Yeah.
This was last year. It was right before Summit. It was like a week and a half before, or 2 weeks. No, it was closer than that. Because I was still in a boot. It was like a week before Summit, I would say. And we had finished up one of our regular nightly practices. Now, I've never broken a bone. I've never had an injury in shear other than like a concussion or 2 or 3. But I've never had like any like serious like uh-oh, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was leaving 3-hour practice. It's like a 3-hour practice, whatever. What we must have been talking about something because I was not paying attention to what I was doing whatsoever. And I just like turned the corner as I'm walking like full speed out this door to go home. And I jammed my freaking pinky toe, fourth toe, and middle toe so hard on this planter box. And it's like, you know when you stub your toe and you're like, it like takes your breath away, like, and it's just like you like really can't breathe and you're like, oh my god, like that hurts so bad. It was like that, but I like immediately like collapsed to the floor. And I was like rolling on the concrete, mind you, outside in the pitch black. I'm rolling around on this concrete and I'm like and I'm like trying not to cry.
Like you can't even catch your breath.
And I'm trying not to cry because I'm like, don't be like, that's so lame. Like you stubbed your toe and you're crying. Like be for real. And I still have my sock on and I'm like, there's no way I have a pinky toe left or a toenail. I meant a toenail. But there's no way I have a toenail left. Like it's gone. It's got to be gone. It's got to be bleeding. And I pull my sock off and my toe, none of my toes are bleeding, but my pinky toe was like a little bit crooked. And I was like, my biggest fear is dislocating something. Oh. And so I was like, oh my god, it's dislocated. Oh my god. And so then I'm like talking to Kate and I'm crying to Kate and I'm like, oh my god. She picks me up like a baby and like we waddle back inside the gym and it's like Robin, Kui, and Marco were like talking about something, and I'm just sobbing, and Kate's carrying me, and he's like, "Oh my god, what happened?" And I was like, "I stubbed my toe." And they're like, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Can you walk?" And I'm like, "No, I can't walk." I'm like, "Is my toe dislocated?" I'm like showing them my foot.
I can just picture you just sitting there like, "Look at it."
I was hysterically like sobbing. And I was like, my toe was so swollen, you couldn't even tell if it was actually dislocated or like what. It was so swollen, my whole left side or my whole right side of my foot. And then I'm like, okay, you know what? Like I can hobble out of here. But I was like walking on my heel. Yeah. But then to walk on you have to lift your toes. And you couldn't. And I could. It hurt so bad to like. So then I'm like walking on my what's your big toe? I'm walking on my big toe.
Like your thumb.
Like like the thumb. I'm walking on the inside. The inside of my foot, like trying to like hobble to my car and make it to my car, and I just like again continue to just bawl my eyes out. And I was living at Renner Park at the time, so I was only like 10 minutes away from my house. The most painful car ride.
Is it your right foot?
Yes. So I have to drive. So like to put pressure, like I'm like coasting, like cruise controlling the whole way home.
You're like, I wish I had a taste bud.
I'm like I can't put pressure on my. God, no.
Bleep that. Bleeper.
I was doing so good. Anyways, yeah, I waited 3 days to go to the doctor because I was so embarrassed.
Hi, I stubbed my toe. Can you look at this for me?
Because I'm like, I can't get an appointment with my doctor because they are like, we can see you in 2 weeks. And I'm like,
I don't have 2 weeks.
I don't have 2 weeks. I'm like, I have a summit. Or I was like, I could go to urgent care, but I didn't know if it was like,
they just send you to the ER.
Yeah, and so I was like, I have to go to the ER. So it's like 10 p.m. at night on like a Friday night, and I'm like, I have to go to the ER. I drive myself all the way to the ER, and it's like, I'm at this point where I'm just gaslighting myself into thinking that I'm fine. So I'm like, it really doesn't hurt. And I like would walk around my apartment, and I'm like, see, I'm fine. And then I look at my foot is purple and yellow, and like it is so clearly something's wrong with it, but I'm like, no, I'm fine. Anyways, my mom convinced me, and a few friends, my roommate actually at the time, convinced me to go to the ER. And I walk in and I'm like, he's like, oh, they ask you like, oh, like why are you here today? And I'm like, oh, I stubbed my toe on a planter box and now it's purple and a little crooked. And he's like, okay, sure. And I was embarrassed to go to the ER because I'm like, people like go to the ER when they're like dying. And like, am I dying? No, not at all. Like, I'm just like, someone is about to walk in here with like the most traumatic like injury, and I'm just sitting here with my stupid purple toe.
Yeah, but it does affect your whole foot.
Yeah. And as I'm sitting there, this little girl and her mom come into the ER, and the mom like walks up, and the girl's like wearing like a beanie and like PJs, and her mom walks up and she's like, yeah, my daughter just like went into like her 3rd round of chemo, and like they said to come back if she had a fever. and she has like 104-degree fever, and I'm like, oh my God, this is exactly.
You're like, take my spot.
I'm like, I will be seen after her.
Yeah.
Like, my toe, I will live. Like, go get this girl in there. I think they took her back before me still, but I was just like, this is exactly why I didn't want to go to the dang ER. I go back there. The guy like takes x-rays, and I noticed like there was like, I had like 5 nurses in the ER. And I was like, why are there so many people coming into my room? Like, it's like one girl's like, what's like, explain to me what's going on. And I tell her. And then she kind of like, oh, like, dare I say giggles. Like, like, it's it's funny. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So then she leaves. And then another girl comes in and she's like, can you tell me what happened? And then I tell another girl. And I'm like, I've said the story like 6 times. Like, I stubbed my toe. Like, please help me. Finally, the guy comes in for x-rays.
The man in the white coat.
The man in the white coat comes in for x-rays. And him just trying to like move around my foot is like, I'm like, like it's like when you get a pedicure and you like almost kick them in the face because like it tickles. Like that's like, I'm gonna kick you in the face. Stop touching my toe. And the original nurse comes back in and she's like, well, yeah, I don't know how you did it, but it's broken in like 2 places. I had fractured
your toe or your foot.
So it was 2 places. So,
oh, okay.
All your toes like connect to like this like the center of your foot. There's like a bone that like goes out to all your phalanges.
That's such a fun word. Phalanges.
I had fractured the middle of my foot. Where my toe connects to the bone, to like the middle of the foot, was fractured, and my pinky toe was broken. So I had broken and fractured my toe and my foot. So they're like, okay, we have to put you in a boot. But I realized they kept coming in out of my room because they thought it was the funniest thing.
You're broken?
My broken toe, they thought it was so funny. But I mean, I guess if you're in the ER, it probably gets pretty depressing sometimes.
Well, what did your toe look like?
It was like my pinky toe was like.
I would have laughed
like
too.
It was like, it like jammed like in like, oh, it was. Ugh.
Yeah.
Tragic. Anyways, I was in a boot, and then I was in a like a little foot thingy.
Were
and
you
then
like
I was
the sandal boot?
Sandal boot at first, and then I told my doctor that I was competing at Summit, and then he put me on a boot and crutches after that. So I was on crutches for like the couple days right before Summit, and then he told me
because you guys did a round off into your stunt, and I remember I was like, why isn't she going?
Yeah, it was tragic. And then I didn't bring my crutches with me.
You should have. You would have gone first on the plane.
Oh, I already did with my boot.
At Disney World.
I had my boot.
Oh, that's true.
But it got a little tricky on the way home. By the time we were going home, though, like, it was hurting. Obviously, I just competed on it. But it was like,
Were you in tumbling?
In the boot. Yeah, I was in standing tumbling.
You did it at Summit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Both days.
Power to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I have a toe story.
Oh, look at that. Twins.
So I guess, yeah, so here's my toe story. This was on rain. This was my senior year of cheering, 2020. So this was right before COVID hit. This was a week before Palm Springs. Duel in the desert. So we had a team bonding at one of my teammates' house. And she had, it was like a pool party. It was February. Maybe January. It was January when we had the pool party.
January pool party's kind of crazy.
Right. Crazy. I guess it was more of like a hot tub party, but like the pool was heated.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, she had a pool party. Her house was like upstairs, and you had to like walk down some stairs and down a hill to get to the pool. Beautiful house. Mm-hmm. So we're walking. Excuse me. Let me sit up for this.
Mm-hmm. Give us a visual.
Right. Oh, my hip cramped. Sorry. This is what happens when you get old. I'm 23. So we're walking down the steps. It's raining. By the way, raining. We're walking down the steps to go to the pool, and then everyone starts like, we're gonna run and jump in the pool. We're gonna have a beautiful moment, and we're running to jump in the pool. And the hill you run down was like grass and rocks. It was dark, raining. Barefoot, running to the pool.
Set up for success.
Right. So we're running. Everybody's running. Making sure my volume's up. Everybody's running down the thing. And as one does, I'm running. Mm-hmm. And I like stub my pinky toe. And
it's always the pinky toe.
Always the pinky toe. Yeah, I stubbed my toe. But I keep running. I was like, ow. And then I kept going.
Ow, anyways.
Yeah, it wasn't to your extent. To me, it felt like I stubbed my toe. So I'm running. I jump in the pool. Whee, having fun. I'm swimming. I'm having a good time. I feel my toe my foot's stinging. I was like, my foot's kind of stinging. Maybe it's from when I stubbed my toe. There were some people in the hot tub that was like connected to the pool. Like, so I'm here. The people were there. Other people were in the pool with us. But I'm like, oh, my foot's kind of stinging. So this is the visual. I take my foot out of the water and I go like this.
She puts it in the air for those who aren't watching the video.
Right, for those audio listeners out there. And I put it in the air just as I just did. And I look. Well, first I look at my foot. Blood gushes down my foot. Down the front, down the side.
Everywhere.
It gushes. I'm like, oh. Ow. And then, so I'm looking at my foot. It's gushing blood. And then I look behind me. I see Mariah and other people. I forget who else, but I remember Mariah's face. They go when they look at my foot. And I'm there. I took, in high school, I took sports medicine. And before I dropped down to college, I was going to do kinesiology. And I wanted to be like a physical therapist. I was very into like the sports medicine side of things. And so I knew, also being in cheer for so long, if you look at an injury or know what it looks like, it's going to make you feel it more. So I said, okay, don't tell me anything. And I hear faintly, I see the fat.
The what?
The fat. Like the fat on the inside of my foot.
Oh.
Yeah. And I said, okay, don't tell me. And then I think her parents came down and brought me back up the hill. And then I'm sitting in the chair. And they were super sweet about it. And her dad, like, wrapped it up and was like, I think you need to go to the ER and just get some stitches. I was like, okay, that's fine. Just in my toe. Amanda drove me. Thanks, Mom. Mom Amanda is what we called her. She drove me to the ER. We go to the first ER. For some reason, everybody had a problem this day. The ER was full. Like, full. I was like, okay, see, and I was starting to get lightheaded. So I was like, okay, I need to go somewhere else. So we went to a different hospital. It was fine. But what was funny was on the car ride there, someone had called Jen and told her what happened. Jen calls me and she just goes, are you okay? I go, yeah, I'm fine. I hadn't cried. I hadn't really felt it. My body was obviously in shock. Yeah, I'm fine. And she goes, okay, I'm going to text your mom. My mother, bless her soul, is a very dramatic woman. She is very dramatic. The slightest little thing, she's crying or screaming, which I get it, love her for it. So she goes, I'm gonna call your mom. I said, okay, you do that. And then I think she called her and was like, don't freak out. And my mom was like, why are you gonna start like that?
Right.
Told her, my mom texted me, you all right? Yeah, I'm gonna need you to meet me at the hospital. She meets me at the hospital. Amanda leaves, and then sitting there, I'm sitting there. I finally go back to her room. I have a vein. You can't see it now, but because I have a tattoo. But there was like a vein in my foot, and I have a picture of it. But I see the vein in my foot is white. I'm like looking at my foot, and the vein is white. I'm like, that sucks. So I told my mom. At this point, they hadn't like cleaned it out yet. I told my mom, I was like, take a picture of it. I don't want to see it right now, but like later on in life, I will. And then they clean it out. I have to put a shot, like a numbing shot, in the injury, and my like almost bone was exposed. Yeah. Like basically, I'll get to that in a second. My toe was basically almost severed, and because I later found out or realized I didn't stub it, I hit it on a rock, and it was like a pointy rock, obviously, and it basically went like that. Yeah. So they're cleaning it. They have to give me a shot. That was like one of the worst pains. I was literally like, I can't, like it was so bad, but then they numbed it. So they could give me the stitches, obviously. And so they give me the stitches. It's all fine and dandy. And I go back to team bonding and we had like a sleepover.
After the stitches.
Yeah, they gave me like a little like sandalfoot boot. And I was like, so here's the thing. I compete next week, in Palm Springs. can I compete? And they were like, I mean, you can't jump or tumble, and stunting is going to be hard, but you can stand. I said, all right, that's fine. Because this is going to be this was my senior year, so everything was my last Palm Springs, my last this, my last that. So I was like, I'm not missing it. My coaches were like, are you sure you can compete? I'm like, I'm competing. Like, I'm not competing. Yeah. So they took me out of, like, tumbling and stuff, and I competed in my little sandal boot and on stage and gauzed up, but it actually hurt really. I, like, hurt this side of my foot because I was walking so much rolled in, like you were saying. So I, like,
the other foot.
It hurt so bad. But yeah, I almost severed my toe.
We have traumatic toe stories.
We do. And then, I got my stitches. And it's, like, so weird sometimes because obviously your body responds to trauma and, like, remembers trauma. And, like, randomly, like, I'll think of it and just start cringing.
Yes.
Like.
Mine was, I get, like, when it gets really cold outside. And I'm sure it's, like, not, like, arthritis, but, like, something of the sort. Like, when it gets really cold out, my pinky toe on that side hurts and aches so badly, and I'm like, I don't know if it's like there's no way it's not related.
Yeah, that's how my knees are. When it's cold outside, my knees start to like swell and hurt. So I've definitely been there. I guess those are our story times were our injuries,
those
but
are some traumatic toes.
Yeah, I don't know how we got. Well,
toe stories.
Thanks for listening to our competition days.
If anyone else has traumatic toe stories.
Yeah. We never talked about our superstitions.
Oh, I never had superstitions.
I did.
Of course you did.
I always had to do the same handshakes with everybody in the same order. And then I always had to hug Robin when she came to Fierce as a coach. I just always had to hug her. Like, no matter, like, she always had to tell me, like, the same thing. And I would always have to hug her last. I remember that. And then I'd always have to run on, I think, with Maddie. And then, obviously, she aged out before me. And then me and Miley, the last practice before every comp when we were in rain, had to listen to the same song. It was I Lived by One Republic. And then what else did I have to do? I had lucky socks, lucky underwear, lucky bra. I was very superstitious. And then as a coach, one of our superstitions, we have to stand on the correct side.
That's true.
We always had to walk out holding hands on the correct side. Prayer. Jen has to do her prayer. We have to do. I always have to do a team prayer. I always have to do the "Do you believe in you?" I always have to give every single one of my kids a hug. And then I usually have two, kind of like the two like leaders of the team, I would say. I always have to do a little huddle with them, like remind them to lead the team and kind of be the voices and the heart. And then I always have to do my prayer. I do one prayer. I'm crazy. I know. I'm insane. I do one prayer. After I hug all my kids, I go off by myself to the side. And I lean against something. You've seen it. I lean against something and I have to do a prayer there. Then I get my rooch. I have to give Jen a hug. And then I get my rooch. And then we walk out and then I have to, when we get to where we are, I have to do a prayer there. I don't know why.
A trail of prayers, if you will.
I'm a prayer junkie. Is that rude to say? It's okay. I like prayer.
You get what she means.
And then after that prayer, I have to do a sign of the cross. And then when the kids start running on, I have to do my heart. And then, yeah. And then
they compete.
And I'm fine. And I go back to not being crazy so much. Well, kind of. And then there's certain kids I have, like, Miley and I, when she's on our senior 3, we have to point at each other. Chloe, I would have to give her a heart, and she would have to do it back. Nat would have to do this heart. Jazzy would do a thumbs up. There's, like, certain kids I have stuff with, and it's just, like, stuck, like, it's just, like, stuck.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, like, natural habit.
Yeah.
But
I never had, when I competed, I mean, like, when I got older, it was, like, handshakes before every time we competed. That was a big one. When I was at NBE, it would just be, like, hugging my coaches, I think, and just, like, they would just, like, talk, and I'd be like, okay.
Got it.
Cool. Great. Yeah, I never really had superstition.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's actually crazy for me because I have very, like, I don't know. Like, I'm very, like, organized like that now. Or, like, it's actually shocking to me that, like, I didn't have crazy superstitions. Yeah. Because, like, if things slightly go, like...
I have to wear the right necklace. I have to wear the same earrings. I used to have to listen to Celine Dion the day before.
Not the Titanic song. Who's the one that sang the national anthem? Was that Beyonce?
No, it was Whitney Houston.
Oh.
That's not a superstition. That's I cry.
To the national anthem.
We were at Palm Springs.
Cried to the national multiple times.
It happened 2 days in a row. I fully cried. I don't know. I love Whitney so much.
But it's the national anthem. It's not an emotional song.
It can be. If you just think of it in the right way. I totally cried. It was so embarrassing. Jaden makes fun of me for all my superstitions. I'm sad. He always says if we ever coach together, again, we've coached together before, but he's like, if we coach together again, I'm not doing any of your stupid superstitions. I'm like, that's fine. I'll do them myself.
Who needs you?
Yeah. I'm a little psycho. Just a wee bit. Mm-hmm. And then I feel bad because now my kids start to have superstitions. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh my God, I didn't get my Starbucks refresher this morning and my stump bell. And then the next day I got my Starbucks refresher and it hit. So,
right, because that's related.
It is. 100%. Because
it's connected.
It is. 100%.
I always get me a Starbucks, but I don't have like a go-to order every time.
I do.
So I can't consider it a superstition.
My local Starbucks knows my order. It's the one by the gym. We are lucky enough to have a Starbucks on the other side of our fence, so
we can just wander on
over. I'm a frequent flyer.
At the Starbs.
Grande ice shake and espresso, no classic, 3 pumps vanilla, vanilla sweet cream cold foam, please.
In case you want to know her order.
I'll tell
you my order, which is actually, I think it's like my new favorite thing. It's an iced chai. Add a shot of espresso with cold foam. I've been really liking the lavender cold foam, but when that goes away, I'm gonna be really sad. So
you can switch it for your pumpkin.
Oh my God,
pumpkin is coming. Send us your superstitions
or crazy travel stories with comps.
Yeah, and whatever's craziest, we'll read out loud. But we'll leave you anonymous if you feel
so inclined.
If you want it to. You can always send us questions. Follow us on Instagram at Shoes Off.
I apologize.
Please pardon my partner over here. She's a little tired.
I'm falling asleep. It's
midnight.
It's 12:18.
Okay.
This is past my bedtime.
Please pardon my friend right here. Yeah, submit us. You can, as I was saying.
Submit us.
Send us. Questions, comments, concerns, theories. We love opinions. Unless you're mean, don't be mean.
Don't be a bully. We don't like a bully.
Hater. Yeah, follow us on Instagram, Shoes Off Mics On. Follow us on TikTok, Shoes Off Mics On. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We will be uploading the audio to
Apple Podcasts and Spotify
Podcasts. So show your support. And if you want a guest, ask us to have a guest. Who would you want?
We have a few in mind for guests. Also, if you, we vlog. Fun fact.
We do.
We vlog on my TikTok account, though. It's not on.
I think we're going to move to YouTube now, right?
Oh, yeah. Our vlogs are getting way too long for TikTok.
Yeah.
They're exceeding the 10-minute mark by lots and lots of minutes.
We
have like 10 vlogs.
USA is definitely our best one.
USA is our best vlog to date.
Summit was 2.
Summit was really good, but Summit was really emotional. So it's
you'll see us sobbing.
Yeah, you sure will.
All right.
It's okay.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Yep. We post every Wednesday. All right.
Bye.
Good night.